Everyone, welcome back to another episode of this story. Jungkook's POV. The baby is now 3 months old. I still remember clearly the first time we went for the surrogacy. Stan was shy, but when I told him I wanted to be there, had to be there, he quietly nodded and agreed. In that moment, hearing the heartbeat of the child Hannah and I had dreamed of, it was beautiful. Even though our marriage was not romantic, the baby was something Hannah deeply wished for. I closed my eyes and tried to focus on that moment, that joy. I didn't want to think about the empty space next to me, the one Hannah once filled, but even now I missed her more each day. It's been a while since I thought of harming myself. The doctor warned me that ignoring my emotions would only delay healing. He said the pain I refused to feel will come back stronger one day. But now, do you accept the death of someone close? Accepting Hannah's death feels like admitting she is never coming back, and I'm not ready. At least when this baby is born, a part of her will live on. Maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't feel so alone anymore. I was working late in the office the way I always do. When I heard voice outside, it was coming from my secretary's desk. Curious and thankful for a break, I stepped out. There, stand by the front desk was Taekook, his face full of frustration. He was arguing with my secretary, Jungkook. Please tell her I'm allowed to see you without any appointment. Secretary, sir. I tried to tell him you requested not to be disturbed, but hey, Jungkook, it's fine. Come in. Taekook didn't wait for me. He simply walked past me into my office and sat on the couch like it was his own home. I allowed him inside and sat across from him. He didn't speak at first, just stared at the table like he was lost in thoughts. Then suddenly he looked up, his words came fast. Then, how long were you planning to leave me alone in that house? I had a life, Jungkook. I gave everything up to move in with you, to help you, and you ignore me like I don't exist. He wasn't yelling, but the pain in his voice cut through the room. Why was he so upset? I had only been trying to give him space. Jungkook, if that's what you wanted to say, you could have called me or waited until I came home. He frowned, but Jungkook, I wasn't trying to ignore you. I thought maybe if I kept my distance, you would feel more comfortable. I'm sorry if it felt like I didn't care. That wasn't my intention. He looked away, then stood up there. Apology accepted, but one more thing. Please stop sending a driver for me. I can drive myself. I can take care of myself. And the baby, it's not up for discussion. He turned to leave Jungkook, but he was already gone like a gentle storm, so full of fire and emotion, and just as quick to disappear. I went to back my desk, but work didn't make sense anymore. Even when I left early, traffic ensure made me arrive where I headed to my room to wash up. The house was so quiet to avoid waking him. I removed my shoes and walked in my socks past his room. That's when I heard it, a soft sound. It wasn't clear, but I paused and listened. Was he talking in his sleep? I knocked gently. No answer. I opened the door just a little. Thing was tossing and turning on the bed, sweat on his forehead. He looked like he was in pain, dreaming something awful. I stepped inside and sat on the edge of the bed. He looked so young, so vulnerable. A sharp pull in my heart made me lift my hand pushed gently on his forehead. Jungkook softly, "It's okay, you will be fine." He stirred a little. Thinking he might wake up, I quietly stood and left the room, closing the door behind me. I forget all about the food in the microwave that night. I had a dream. I was in dark forest running for something I couldn't see. No matter how far I ran, it kept getting closer. I wanted to scream, but my voice was gone. Then I heard crying, a woman's voice. I turned, tried to follow the sound, but every step I took only made the voice feel further. I awakened, came the scream, not loud, but sharp, empty, and full of sorrow. It echoes in my bones. I tried to cover my ears, but nothing worked, and finally I screamed too. I woke up to my alarm ringing. My clothes were damp with sweat. I had planned to eat breakfast with them, but I didn't have the energy. I got ready for work quickly and headed out of the room. When I passed by the store, it was silent. He must still be asleep. I went downstairs and entered the kitchen. Janana was there preparing something. Jungkook, "Good morning, Janana." "Good morning, Master Jungkook. Want coffee?" I nodded, already picking up my phone. As I was on a business call, then walked in. His hair was messy from sleep, and his eyes were full, still perfect. But even like that, he looked beautiful. He paused at the door, surprised to see me, thinking, "Oh my God, Jungkook." "Good morning." My voice barely came out. I couldn't stop looking at him. His lips slightly parted. His I stood up quickly, carrying my things, and rushed out. "Janana, your officer." But I didn't look back. I sat in my car, grinning and steering wheel. Gripping the steering wheel, Jungkook, thinking, what just happened there? Why did I feel that way towards him? He is Hana's young brother, but my heart, it didn't seem to care. Ever since Hana passed, I hadn't let myself feel anything, but now everything around us feels too much, too fast. Must be everything. How can someone be so frustrating? I knew I shouldn't be annoyed, but I lost control of my emotions a long time ago. These days, I just move with the wind. Last night, I had a terrible dream, dark, confusing and heavy. I wanted to wake up, but I couldn't. My body felt frozen. Then suddenly, I felt something warm, like someone holding me close, a gentle touch, like a mother soothing her child. For a moment, I felt peace, and I'm not sure, but I thought I heard someone speaking softly. I didn't understand the words, but they were coming. This morning, I woke up early. I wanted for just a slow start to the day, but who did? I ran into the kitchen. Jungkook part of me was shocked, but the other part but I'm fine. Who needs your attention anyway? Thankfully, joy and Ajuma had my morning chocolate waiting like she always does, bless her sweet heart. If it wasn't for her, I would probably feel completely invisible in that house. I couldn't sit still anymore. I felt suffocated. I needed to breathe, so I decided to visit my parents. I thought of calling first, but quickly changed my mind. A surprise visit seems better by me. I was ready, and there was no way I was letting the driver follow me, so I asked him to run a small errands, and as soon as he went out of the sight, I slipped out, called a cab, and the moment I stepped out of the gate, a breeze brushed past my face. Came in his mind, freedom. This is what it feels like. I wish my family's home in about 25 minutes. The road was clear. I entered through the front. The door was unlocked. Then, Una, Appa, no response. I checked their rooms empty, backyard empty. It was like the entire house had gone silent. Curious, I tried to study the door. It wasn't fully closed. I heard voices. My parents, they were speaking quietly, but their words clear as I stepped closer. Then I heard Emma's voice, and it felt like something heavy dropped onto my chest. Johanna, you ruined this family on your own. You thought I and my daughter were never enough. Sanji, Appa, Johanna, how long will you make me carry this guilt? I have suffered too. Johanna, you brought this on yourself, and it will never ever and I will never ever love them. What? I froze. She didn't just say that, she couldn't have. Sanji, you promised to rise him like you won. Johanna, I promised to rise him. Yes, but never to love him. I agreed because I didn't want you contacting that woman again. But now my daughter is gone. My Hannah, she was perfect. She had the perfect life. Her voice cracked. Hannah, it should have been them, not Hannah. I couldn't breathe. My hands trembled. I stepped back silently. I didn't want to hear more. I didn't even know how I walked out of the door or how I was crying. What had I done to deserve this? I was never enough. No matter what I did, so many thoughts rushed into my head. Some dark, some heavy, but I couldn't think about myself anymore. I had a child to protect, even if the baby wasn't biologically mine. It was still mine in heart. In spirit, I couldn't go home to Jungkook in this history, so I took out my phone and I got a ride. I gave the address to a private beach of outskirts of Seoul. Needed to be alone. The beach was quite peaceful. I sat down on the cool sand, pulling my knees to my chest and just stare at the waves. Suddenly, everything made sense. The cold bodies, the creek hugs, that I just wasn't lovable. I tried to rebel just to feel noticed. I tried to smile harder, speak louder, achieve more, just to make them look at me with warmth, but it never worked. Then softly, I never stood a chance, did I? I sobbed quietly, not loud, not dramatic, just spoken for the child who never got love, for the teenager who always felt like a guest in his own home, for the adult who now carried life inside him, yet felt like he had nothing of his own, for Hannah who would never get to meet the babies he wanted so badly. I cried for all of it. The sky turned pink as the sun began to set. I knew I should go back, but I couldn't. They wouldn't notice my absence, not tonight. In fact, I was sure they would. I placed my hand over my stomach protectively, thinking, I know you are not mine, not really, but I love you. That's enough for now. For tonight, I would pretend I had a normal life, pretend the child was mine in every way, pretend someone loved me. I took out my phone and made a reservation at a quiet hotel nearby. As I waited for the call, I thought of letting Azuma know I wouldn't be home, but I knew she would tell Jungkook, and I didn't want to see him. Not tonight, not with swollen eyes and broken heart. Later that night, Jungkook's POV, Joy, Azuma, young master, thinks he hasn't returned. The driver didn't go out with him, and no one knows where he went. Her voice was shaking when I saw Azuma's name on the phone. I already knew something was wrong. She rarely ever calls unless it's urgent. My hand trembled as I gripped the phone tighter. I had to sit down before my knees gave out. Azuma worried. Jian, where do you think he could go? Maybe call his parents. It's not safe for him to walk around like this, not in this condition. Please just try again. She ended the call. I hadn't said a single word the entire time. I was too stunned. Jungkook whispering, where are you? Please be safe. I quickly dialed his father, Kim Sung-ji. I didn't want Jungkook, yes sir, sorry to disturb you. I was just calling because Tim told me he might visit you today. He hasn't came home yet and his phone is off. I thought maybe he would stay over Sanchi. Oh no, he didn't come. Maybe he changed his mind. I will call home just in case. Thank you for checking. Give my regards. Regrets to the regards to the child and to Theon when he gets back. Jungkook, of course, good night, sir. I ended the call and stared in the dark screen of the phone. His phone was still off. Where did he go? Would he leave without telling anyone? If he didn't go to his parents, then where? I wanted to call the police, but it hasn't been 24 hours. Jungkook, softly, Theo. Jai Azuma was panicking near the front door when I arrived. Her eyes were red and she was holding back tears. Joy, please, Jian, maybe try around and check. Even if we don't know where, maybe you will get lucky. She looked so desperate, but Chell is messy. How do you find one person in city? All I could do was wait and pray he would return that night. I barely slept when I did. It was restless and full of nightmares, memories of Anna's funeral, the feeling of guilt crashing down again and again. I woke up before the sun. Everything felt heavy. I dragged myself to the kitchen for coffee. Shima was already there. She greeted me quietly and handed me the coffee with shaking hand. Neither of us had anything else to say. I returned to my room and opened my laptop. I wasn't going anywhere until Tim was come back, even if I was upset with him for leaving without a word. I just needed to know He was alright. I heard voices in the hallway, not clearly. One of them sounds like Joy, and then another sounds so familiar. Then I rushed out of the room and headed downstairs, and there he was, looked exhausted, like the light in his eyes has dimmed. His hair was messy, clothes buckled, and his shoulders slumped like he was carrying the weight of the world. Everyone's soft frustration had vanished in that moment. Jungkook rushed to him. Thyunga. I grabbed his hand simply and looked at him. Over Jungkook, what happened? Where have you been? Are you hurt? Did someone do something to you? Should I call the doctor? He didn't answer. He just stared at me with red eyes. And then he broke down and showed deep, ashen sobs that made my heart twist painfully. I pulled him close. He brushed his face on my chest. I could feel the way his body trembled. He felt so small in my arms and so vulnerable. For a moment he stood like that, trapped in silence, and then he pulled away slowly as if trying to say something. Jungkook softly later raised first thing. I called out for Joy and asked her to bring a light breakfast to Them's room in 30 minutes. Then I helped him upstairs. He was quite the whole way, but he didn't get too out of my mind. I helped him sit down on the bed and kneel in front of him. Jungkook, wash up, eat something, rest. When you feel ready, tell me everything. I will be right here. He nodded silently, tears still glistening in his eyes. I closed the door gently and returned to my room, but my thoughts stayed with him. What had he gone through? Where had he been? And why did my heart ache so much for someone who wasn't mine? That's not true. Then feels like mine, and maybe, just maybe, he is, even if it doesn't know it yet. I helped him sit on the bed and knelt in front of him. Jungkook was so pleased when I see you again in the next episode of this story. Hope you will enjoy it. How was it? Comment it down. See you again. Bye bye. Love you. Bye.